a little hard through the camera there. Hey guys, this is James from All Outdoors, and today we'll be having a look at a Ruger SP101 chambered in 357 Magnum. Let's shoot a little bit more. A couple misses. Alright, we have the Ruger SP101 loaded up with 5 rounds of 130 grain Federal full metal jacket round nose. I have a clean target. I'm going to back up to 7 yards. I'm going to go ahead and paste that off and take a group on paper just to see what this little guy is hitting with these fixed sights. Alright, I'm going to go for the big target just to give myself a little bit of an excuse. Pulled that one. About 6 inches or so. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think I have another speed loader. Let's see if I can tighten it up a little bit on this upper target. All right, let's go. A little bit tighter. Have a flyer out there on the right, jerking that trigger a little bit, but overall not too bad. Hey everybody, this is James from All Outdoors, and today we'll be having a look at my Ruger SP101 and 357 Magnum. This is a 5-shot double action swing out cylinder revolver, small frame, and it is all stainless steel, which makes it a little bit old-fashioned compared to a lot of lightweight scandium frame, alloy frame guns that are available in the market today when it comes to snub-nose revolvers like the Smith & Wesson 442. The 442 and the like are very lightweight, easy to carry guns, but they have a reputation for being really snappy when it comes to recoil and not very easy to shoot well, whereas the Ruger SP101 is heavier. It ought to be able to soak up more recoil and should be a little bit easier to shoot, but not as easy to carry. But we're going to shoot these side by side and see what we can learn. But first, let's go over a few features of this particular gun. Of course, the SP101 is an all-steel revolver. It's been out since 1989, so it's not exactly a new offering, but it is a pretty hot seller for Ruger, and I understand why. Of course, we have a pair of rubber grips. You have your plastic inserts on either side, and you can just rip those right off and change them out if you really want to. Again, stainless steel. Weighs about 25 ounces fully loaded in my scale. And the controls are pretty easy to understand. You have your cylinder release with just a push button. You push it in, take out your cylinder out from the other side. There you go. You can check if you're loaded or unloaded. You have your ejector rod to kick out your empty cases. And your ejector rod is fully protected by that underlug on that bull barrel. This barrel is 2 1/4 inches. You can get them in 3 and 4 1/4 inches at this particular time. You can also get different calibers and capacities. Whatever you're choosing, but this one is in 357 Magnum. It will also shoot 38 Special. And this particular model does not have an exposed hammer for you to cock for single action. you can only fire the gun in double action. You have a spur-less hammer, which won't snag on clothing. But again, you can't actually cock the hammer for single action. It won't do it. So we have about a 9-pound trigger pull straight out of the box, which actually isn't very bad for a small frame revolver. These tend to have pretty difficult triggers, and that's what part of the equation what makes them hard to shoot. So we're going to shoot these side by side just to get a bit of a comparison to see if the little extra weight is actually a benefit. So let's get to it. Alright, we have the Smith & Wesson Model 442 loaded up with the same 38 special standard pressure loads, pretty wimpy loads. Let's just see how I can keep these rounds on target. We're about 10 yards out. I'm going to try for that big plate just to see what my chances are. So let's go and just put 5 shots on there, just try to take my time, just try to hit it. And I already know this is going to hurt a little bit. So, yes. Did I miss or did I not know I hit it? That wasn't too bad. Let's pick up the pace a little bit. Have our speed loader. Alright. I'm going to count the pings on that one. I don't know if I hit it. Alright, let's now try the SP101 loaded with the same ammunition. Slow down. Definitely felt more comfortable. But it's worth noting that the SP101's extractor is a fair bit longer than the Smith & Wesson J-frame, so you'll be able to get a clean ejection stroke. Whereas on the Smith & Wesson, you have a very small little ejector rod that can barely kick out any of those cases. You have to hit it kind of hard and up to the sky to kick those empty cases out. But the SP101, it just shoots them right out. So let's go ahead and load up some plus P ammunition, do the same drill again. Alright, I did not expect this find. I really thought I ran out of Magnum ammunition in my 686 video, but I actually found a couple of rounds of LAX 158 grain 357 Magnum ammunition. Let's go ahead and shoot it with a few of these 38s, and you get to gauge the recoil a little bit. It'll be a little fun. Alright, let's spin the wheel. Whichever way it goes, it'll be a surprise to me. So let's go ahead and pop that nearest target, see if I can hit it. It's a small little 8-inch plate, but I'm going to try to get to the camera so we can gauge to see. Oh, I felt that. That's a Magnum. Yeah, there's a little bit of a sting to that 357 Magnum. Well, let's load up a couple more. You can see the Magnum rounds are actually a little bit longer, so this one doesn't quite have enough ejection strength for that, but the 38s pass them out just fine. So learn something on the fly there. Alright, I only actually have 4 Magnums left. That's all I have in my entire stash. I'm down to 38, so I'm making the ultimate sacrifice for you guys. Got a speed loader. Let's see if we can just put some rounds on target and have a little bit of fun. So, should I shoot double action or single action? I can't get to the hammer, so I guess I have to shoot a double action. Alright, so you've seen me shoot the SP101 and the Smith & Wesson Airlight side by side a little bit, and hopefully we were able to gauge something from that. I definitely was. I think I could shoot the SP101 a little bit better, and I know that it's kind of out of vote to say that snub-nose revolvers are definitely a gun that you would want a beginner to purchase, because those small little airwoods, they're very easy to carry and they're very reliable, but on the other hand, they're very hard to shoot well. As you could probably see, it's a little hard to get back on target with those little snub noses, especially And even when it comes to the like the reloads with the short ejection rod, you might not be able to get all those empties out in order to reload the gun quickly. Whereas I kind of consider the SP101 to be kind of like a full-figured snub-nose revolver. Now, you might not want to go with snub-nose. I do like that it's a little more portable, a little more size-friendly. But on the other hand, it's not so abbreviated that it cripples you while shooting. The grips don't really get in the way of a speed loader, and they're enough to get a good full firing grip on. And of course, the ejector rod will kick out those indications very easily with 38s. With 357s, you have a little bit stickiness going on, but no matter what you run in this gun, it'll be pretty comfortable to shoot, even out of a little 2 1/4 inch barrel like this. This is quite a, it definitely is, it's a handful in the hand, but it's not a handful to shoot, in other words. And I really like this particular configuration because of the spurless hammer. The reason I went with the spurless hammer is because there isn't any snagging points when you go to draw the gun out. And I do believe this is more of a belt gun rather than a pocket gun or an ankle gun. I think this is more of a belt gun. It does carry very well. But if you use any other configuration, it'd be pretty heavy. But I like that you can easily draw the gun. There's no snagging. And single action, you can use it for target shooting. That's great. But I've had it where I've had new shooters buy guns like this, or just any large revolver, or even some semi-automatics, in which they go to cock the gun thinking they're going to shoot the gun, and they don't know exactly how to decock the gun, so they ended up coming to me with a gun like this in the case with the hammer back and asking me how do you decock the gun whenever it could just take a little bit light trigger pull to set that gun off. And it's definitely something, but with this you don't have to worry about it. There's only one way to pull the trigger. It's easy to diagnose whether it's loaded or unloaded. I definitely think of this as more of a fire extinguisher gun in a lot of ways. It's heavier, maybe a little too heavier for everyday carry, but if you're going to stash something like this and not touch it for a bunch of years, you have a lot of springs to contend with, but they're not full compression. And in general though, this is quite a bulletproof little package if you're going to have a gun, fire it and forget it. But on the other hand, if you want to snub it and you actually want to shoot it, this might be a gun to consider too. So take that for what you will. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys next time, if there is a next time.